Good evening.
Hello, hello.
How you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing much better compared to how I was about 3 days ago.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me okay? Is everything
Yes,
good?
oh, it is perfect. Your voice is coming in as sexy as ever.
Thank
Sexy
you.
as ever. How has your week been?
My week has been great. Yeah, nice
Uh,
week.
okay, tell us about the week. What happened this week in the life of the iconic Sarah J?
um, so last night I went out with my roommate to dinner and then we went to a Great Gatsby theme party.
Ooh.
That was super fun. I've never been to a Great Gatsby theme party before, so dressing up like
Oh,
Flapper and stuff was great.
oh my God. I bet you was looking fantastic too.
I kind of was. I'll be honest, we kind of killed it. Like we put our effort into it and made it happen.
They had the big bands and everything.
They did, like with like a male vocalist, like a
Mm.
crooner, I guess you would call it from that era. And
Oh
then
my
they had
God.
like aerial shows, and they
Mm.
had like some burlesque dancers and stuff like that. It was definitely entertaining. We had a nice time.
Yeah, I always liked the 1920s
Yeah,
just because of the big band era, the suits,
yeah.
the lingo.
hmm I
Plus,
like
I'm
the
a
fact
real
that like everything was illegal.
yeah, yeah,
That kind of
and
makes it like a naughty time.
oh my God, it very naughty.
Yeah.
And on top of that, also I just love like the mafia back in the day and stuff. Cause I'm a huge mafia buff. So we
Mm.
talking about Lucky Luciano, the Five Families, and
hmm
all that. You
Have you ever been
know,
to the Mob Museum in Vegas?
no, I have not. I've
Oh
heard
man,
about.
that's probably one of my favorite museums. You should go check that out if you like the mafia.
Oh yes, I'm a huge. Who's your favorite mafioso?
Mm, I don't know if I have a favorite, to be honest with you. I just like the whole concept of the mafia.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
like I know that sounds naughty, but I like the idea of like organized crime that like is like very
yeah,
organized. Like let us govern ourselves. This is what we do.
yeah. Because it's crazy how these men who had no primal education whatsoever was
hmm
making millions
For
as
sure.
if they was businessmen. And they were businessmen. It just was a different type business.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like a lot of I mean, maybe not killing people and stuff, but a
Yeah.
lot of the rackets and the business, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but like methods that they came up with, I think they're still used today, even in like regular
Hmm.
business. A lot of
Yeah.
businesses look towards the mafia and how to like, get monopolies and get like strongholds in certain industries and stuff like that. I don't know. I think
Oh
there's a
yeah.
lot to be learned there. And it's just like fascinating to me in general that, the mafia exists, period.
Yeah, and then even it's funny to even see what porn looked like back then because it's just funny when I see some like the old porn videos. I'd be like, God.
hmm
it was definitely 1920. I can tell you that.
Yeah. And then like when you think about the mafia from like, back in the day, and then you think
Mhm.
about like things now, there's still mafia. We
Yeah.
still have American mafia, there's Russian mafia, Mexican mafia, there's still mafia
Hmm.
out there. And I just think they're getting better and better at like, disguising themselves as businessmen.
Well, shoot, from watching guy I can't think of his name, Michael Williams, his documentary on Vice. I've been catching up with that. Yeah, the scamming is the thing. So the mafia, I'm pretty sure has they had all into that shit because that Bitcoin and the scams that they doing nowadays. I was sitting there like totally blown the fuck
Yep.
away. I'm like, the mafia would have loved this, damn it.
I live in Miami, and I look across the way at the skyline of the
uh-huh.
city, and I've been here 15 years, and the skyline has probably increased 5 times, and I can't help but
Hmm.
think that like most of these apartment buildings and stuff are
Yeah.
somehow related to crime, drugs, like,
Oh yeah.
mafia. Like, I feel like there a lot of times, like building and construction, that seems like it would be a great way to like launder some money.
Oh
So
yeah.
I look around our city or my city, and I think like this is all like run by some kind of mafia, like whether it's the Russian mafia or the Cuban mafia or
Or
the
the
Colombian
cartels, or
mafia.
all that. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Cartel, same shit's
Yeah.
mafia.
It's just crazy. It went from mafia to now it's the cartels.
Yeah.
So he went from Italians to now south of the border, dominating
Yeah, I
everything.
think the Italians are still doing their thing, but I just
Yeah.
feel like they run corporations now.
Yeah. They became more legit and figure out a way to legitimize it to where it can disguise
Uh-huh.
it easier.
Totally.
To me. So I love it. But look, let me do these particulars so we can get this thing on the road, sexy, okay?
Sure.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smokers Lounge here on Anchor, the perfect app for anyone who's trying to start their own podcast career. All you got to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and start podcast today. I'm your host, Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, a.k.a. the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what it is. Find my music link, my porn links, and my social media links, all with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. And I got to shout out two wonderful sponsors that we have now. The first one, you already know what it is. The Facebook Analyst community. I'm talking about lsworld.com. Go there today, get yourself a profile, and start your journey to the life of kink. And the other one is eroticism magazine.com. Go there today. Get a monthly subscription. You can get it paperback or get it digital. And you get to see the sexiest ladies from around the world do some freaky stuff in that magazine. So go to eroticismmagazine.com and get yourself a subscription today and enjoy freakiness from around the world. We're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. We're talking about multiple podcasts giving you the Black experience. Plus, while you're there, experience some shopping, as you get the opportunity to buy products from over 500 Black retailers and shops selling their products directly for you. So go to shopgwdistrict.com, buy Black, support Black businesses, so create generational wealth. And I also got to tell you about the newest spot that we're now in, the newest smoke spot. I'm talking about Skyhawk After Dark TV.com. Go there today and listen to me on the radio station, or go to my personal page and listen to the podcast itself. Now, with that being said, I'm about to shut up and let this lady reintroduce herself. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. I'm Sarah J. You may have seen me in some of your favorite adult films, or you might know me from social media, YouTube. I do some things. I got a CBD line, all that stuff. Been in the adult industry for over 20 years. I guess now it's kind of approaching 22 years,
Yes, and she's a Hall of Famer, a legend, the queen of interracial, a boss. Dude, they ain't a gap she ain't hitting her 20 years, to be honest with you. And so last year, sum up 2021. Sum it up for us. How do you think last year was for you?
In order to sum up 2021, I feel like I need to like recap 2020. Like 2020 was really a interesting year for me. Just had me thinking in different directions, in different ways. And so 2021 was about like, how I'm going to use these different thoughts and, readjust my life to kind of facilitate some of these things that I want to do and some of the feelings that I've experienced. And so I feel like 2022 is like execution. Pow. It was like 2020 was like, ooh, new thoughts. Okay. 2021 is like make a plan. 2022 is like execute.
Yeah, because a lot of people had to pivot. Even with my old ass, when I retired, I had to pivot and I started doing podcasting,
Sure.
And it's kind of like you want to. One of the things that I think people had to learn is that you had to expand your brand, and it made people expand their brand by the way, not only by the pandemic, with OnlyFans and just all these new sites, was going with MasterCard and Visa. It made people really expand to try to do different things. Even to the point that I'm seeing a lot of people starting to start their own podcasting.
Yep, absolutely.
Period.
You know,
So shoot, go ahead.
I totally agree with you. The pivot is the word of 2020 for sure.
Mm.
And for me, I feel like we were already doing all these things, all these channels and stuff. Like I already had everything kind of in place, but then you get to see the fruits of all your work, when everybody's at home and everybody is getting online, and you can really kind of like just put some solid effort towards all the things that you're doing. And then 2021 is like, okay, I've did it. I've done it. Like, what do I want to do now? I mean, the world is mine. Like, I got all the options in the world, like, so, yeah. And then in 2021, it's like, okay, what's serving me? What's not serving me? A lot of evaluating happened for me during 2021, and like self-evaluation, like, what do I like to do? What don't I like to do? Why? Things like that. Yeah, I feel like 2022 is going to be like acting on all those, thoughts and feelings.
Well, most definitely. So now I know that, which of course we got to talk about Omicron, what's going on with all this, because I mean, even my ass, that after 2 years of avoiding this shit, I finally contracted it after a while.
You and me both. I went the whole time without nothing, and then the Omni got me.
It just like it came from out of nowhere. And what pissed me off, I got mine from my job. So I didn't even get it from traveling. I got it from the damn job.
I didn't get it from traveling either, but I'll be honest, like I'm pretty sure I know where I got it because I don't really go out a whole lot. And I went out the first weekend of December. We have a thing here called Art Basel, and it's amazing. Like all this art comes into the city. It's one of my favorite times of the year in Miami. And 2020, they had I don't even think they had it, to be honest with you. So I was really excited. I was like, oh, Art Basel's coming, and apparently it's going to be a thing, and we're going to go do stuff. And I was really hyped up about it. I wore my mask the whole time. I was like washing my hands. I had my hand sanitizer. I swear to God, I'm going to be the last person on this planet to wear a mask because I really enjoy wearing my mask.
Yeah.
I'm be honest with you. Like I actually enjoy wearing my mask. So I do make an effort to wear it, and I still got this shit. I still got it.
Yeah. It made me feel terrible as hell. I'm like the most cautious motherfucker on the planet. And my ass ended up catching it. Yeah. And I was like, man, come the fuck on, man. This can't be.
Exactly.
And it put me down for a couple of days too. Oh yeah. I slept for like 3 days strong.
I feel like with me, it didn't really affect me horribly, but the fatigue was out of control.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, if you're too tired to feed yourself, that could be a problem.
I'm sitting here with like 3 episodes that I had to, edit. It took me 4 days to get to it because that's how fatigued I was. It was like I couldn't even get out the bed hardly.
Texting people was like I had like a copy and paste reply to people and like, I've got COVID, hit you in a week. Like people were just getting that message over and over again because it's like I can't even type that out. Like I'm too tired. I lost 12 pounds. I lost 12 pounds the first week because I just couldn't bring myself to eat food. I was tired.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's just and which is interesting because I'm curious to see how this is going to affect a lot what's going to go on, especially at the beginning of the year, because I noticed that it's now AVN time. Of course, you got your thing up for the vote. People, please go vote for Miss Sarah J.
Thank you.
Period. And which is an exciting time of the year for the industry, even though this is going to be digital. Yep. Explain to everybody how important AVN is to the industry around this time.
AVN is like cornerstone, to the adult industry. Not only do it's kind of like our Oscars of award shows. But like
Mm-hmm.
the convention, which, you know, we haven't had one in a couple of years now, the
Yeah.
avian convention is really important to us, not only to exhibit to consumers like what we've been doing all year and what's coming up for
Mm-hmm.
us. You know, we have like booths in Vegas and stuff, and then we get to meet all the fans, which is a great, you know, opportunity for the fans. But then also it's really important for our industry to have these shows, because a lot of us
Mm-hmm.
don't live in the same place. It's our
Mm-hmm.
only chance we get to network. We get to, you know, work with people that, you know, like I live in Miami. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, unless I go to Vegas or go to LA, it's like one of those opportunities where like everybody's in the same spot, and we can all kind of like catch up, and it gives us a chance to have business meetings and make new deals and
Mm-hmm.
meet new companies. And it's kind of a big deal, you know. The fact that it's been virtual the past couple of years, I mean, I appreciate it, but it also kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you know,
then
like
people still come to Vegas around this time just to be around, to shoot content, to network, even though it's digital.
no, I don't think so.
They
I
probably like, ain't no point.
Yeah, like the whole point is like stay the fuck home because there's COVID out there, you know.
Yeah.
There have been some other conventions that have been going on
Mm-hmm.
this year, and I'll be honest, I'm just not ready for people to touch me that close yet. Like
Yeah, and
I got really used to people not touching me in person, and I kind of like it. And I'm
uh,
not fully mentally ready for you to put your grubby paws all over my shoulders.
yeah, because I know when you start going to the Exotica, if I remember the
I
times
need
when
your
I saw your ass
halitosis
in the
breath right in
Exotica,
my face. I'm not ready for this yet.
oh man, people, y'all just don't. Her lines would just be ridiculous. It's like she, I know you at least see 100 to 200 people per day when you do
Easy,
the Exoticas. Easy,
easy.
easy.
I would say more than that, most likely. Like,
Probably so. I'm being nice with the 200
yeah.
because they be in line waiting
And
like
I'm not trying to shit on everybody saying everybody's got grubby paws and halitosis, but that's like literally
yeah,
where my mind goes. I'm like, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. My immune system
yeah.
is not ready for this yet. Like, are we gonna have plexiglass? Like, I'm just not ready. I'm not ready.
Yeah, because see, that's the biggest thing that I'm worried about with me. Is part of the reason why I haven't made no move to travel, because especially now I've caught this shit. It's kind of like, man, do I really want to go through this shit again?
Yeah, you know, we all like have our different limitations and stuff. I've been traveling. Like the traveling part doesn't bother me. It's like
Mhm.
the people like really in my space, like a lot of people in my space at one time, you
Mhm.
know? It's like, ooh, like I don't know, I'm not ready.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a lot of
I kind of
anxiety.
gave myself like a cutoff. Unless there's something like real crazy that happens that's
Mhm.
unforeseen, I'm gonna start doing shows again in 2022. But I
Mhm.
don't think I'm gonna do all the shows that I used to do. I
Mhm.
think I'm gonna start tapering back a little bit, because some of them are like unnecessary, and like
Mhm.
after having, or like unnecessary for me, and then
Mhm.
after having like all these time off, you know, I've had like what 2 years off of doing these conventions and stuff. Um,
Mhm.
kind of puts things into perspective. And I go back to what I said again about learning in 2021, kind of like just
Mhm.
evaluating things. Like, you know, I do like meeting the fans and stuff, but some of these
Mhm.
things might not be as cost effective as I would like them to be. Or,
Mhm.
um, you know, maybe there's other things that I could be doing with my time that would be more beneficial
Mhm.
to myself and maybe others, you know? So I'm just kind of like trying to
Mhm.
like evaluate like all the things that I've just always done, with air quotes, you know, like always.
Mhm.
I just want to like reevaluate everything and see if everything serves me, you know? So I'm trying to
Mhm.
not like hold on to like habits that are not, you know, doing me justice.
Mhm. Mm.
If that makes any
Okay.
sense, you know?
Oh no, no, it make any sense. It makes
Yeah.
perfect sense
Like for
because
example, I
especially,
mean, just to put an
but
example out there, you know, we have several Exotica shows every year, and there's a bunch of other conventions too, AVN and XBiz and yada yada yada. And I used to try to hit all of them because I really like meeting the fans. I really like networking. I
mm-hmm,
love being a part of the industry. But
mm-hmm,
I think I'm gonna hit like probably half as many next year.
mm-hmm,
Because I feel like my time could be better spent doing other things sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you kind of built up the cachet that you're a special event, to say the least,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like for example, you like we all know that any Izaga you're gonna walk into, you guarantee you if there was attendance, majority of the motherfuckers is there for your ass. But
Oh.
to keep
I
it
don't know. I
100,
didn't do any of the Exoticas this year, and I think they did
mm-hmm.
all right without me.
Oh, Trump, they probably would look at it like Sarah Jane hit it this year. Oh man, this is bullshit.
No, there was a lot of beautiful women and great
Mm-hmm.
talent there. I'm sure that everybody had fun.
Yeah, but see, I think with you, it's kind of like you're of a different level because it's like you're the closest thing to celebrity status when it comes to porn than any female I've seen, other than that of a Jenna Jameson
Well,
or
thank
Liz Ann.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, thank
Um, because you're culturally relevant, and that's hard to do coming from the porn industry. You get
you.
what
Yeah,
I'm coming from?
yeah, yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
so,
I appreciate that. Thank you. I I'm very a humble person, so I try not to like think about myself too much. I just do me and like whatever happens, happens, you know. Um,
mm-hmm,
but as far as like cultural relevancy, like
mm-hmm,
I feel so much gratitude for that, you know, like it's not
mm-hmm,
something that I intended, but it's definitely something that's important to me. And I appreciate that. Um, you know, it's always been really important to me to
mm-hmm,
not just enjoy myself, but to make sure that others enjoy themselves, which means
mm-hmm,
that my co stars and the people watching, I want to make sure everybody's having a good time here. It's just in my nature.
mm-hmm,
And if I can do that in a way that doesn't make anybody feel any kind of negative feelings or slighted, or like if I can like put some positivity into what we're seeing online and like what we're jerking off to, I'm gonna do
mm-hmm.
that. You know, that's
Yeah,
important to me.
almost definitely. And two, the other thing is, I love the fact you wear heels.
Ah,
I'm sorry, that makes sense. Thank
hilarious.
you. I get sick and tired of seeing bare feet all the damn time. Maybe because I'm old school and I'm used to the old school way the girls they wear the heels throughout the
Yeah.
scene from beginning to end.
You
And
know,
it's
it's funny you say that because it's like it's definitely something that sticks out in my mind because I've
mm-hmm,
always worn heels, and every now and then I'll be in, like I was just in a threesome last week. You know, I
mm-hmm.
shot a really hot scene with Monica Santiago and Nat
Ooh.
Turner. We finally got together after all these years, and yeah, Monica's shoes come
Oh,
off like right
oh,
away,
oh,
and then I'm
hold on,
like,
hold
oh, like you know what, we in a threesome, so it'd probably look better if I take my shoes off
You
too.
ain't
You
gonna
know, like
just skip at the fact that you just said Nat Turner, and I look up to these dudes. Please tell me how it was working with the great Nat Turner.
oh, Nat Turner and I are friends, man. We've probably shot 100 million scenes together. We've had some good times together. He's like my old school buddy, you know. Like we've been around a long time, around the block a few times, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
good, yeah.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
but like you know, it's funny because like all three of us worked together at
Mm-hmm.
around the same time period, but we never did anything together, you know. So
Oh.
that was pretty fun, and it felt like I was bringing it back to 2009 or something, you know.
Oh snap! So what
Yeah.
kind? Was it was just a regular threesome scene? Did it tell us about the scene?
So interesting, if I may splurge.
Well, please do,
Like
please do.
I wasn't sure how good Monica's English was, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so we wrote a script that had like very little dialogue, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let's keep it like short and sweet because I'm not like I'd never met Monica before, so I wasn't really sure
Mm-hmm.
what her English was like. I don't want to make it hard just because we trying to fuck, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, we all got together, and Monica's English was not good. Like
Mm-hmm.
she speaks four other languages, but English is not one that is like up there with the other four.
Where's she
Love her
from?
to death. She is like the hottest thing. Like, I'll be honest, like there's so many times where I was literally just shaking my head looking at her like, Jesus Christ, this woman is hot. Like ridiculously hot, But dialogue was not gonna happen at all. Not even like a little bit, okay?
Not even the slightest.
Yeah, like I took a moment and I was like, aha, okay, I have an idea. That means, and I've done this, I'm a director, I'm a producer, so this is what I do is I solve problems.
Yeah,
and
true.
I've had this happen before when we shot the Wide Side International Search in Colombia. A lot of the Colombian girls didn't speak English. So what that means is that the person who does speak English needs to do all the talking, right? And so real quick, I was like, okay, I'm going to put something together. So me and Nat are a couple. We haven't been doing it as much as I want to be doing it. And I brought Monica over to spice up our relationship. Pow. Monica didn't even have to talk. Perfect. So that's exactly what we did. Like Nat and I sit on the couch. I'm trying to get his attention. He's on his phone. I'm like, sir, like we haven't had sex enough. I have this idea. And I take him into the bedroom, bring Monica out the bathroom. We're both in like matching lingerie. We get it in.
Ooh.
Yeah. At some point in time, Monica says, fuck my ass. I was like, oh, that wasn't even planned, but sure, like do that. Yeah. Like,
yes.
Unexpected. I love it when a girl offers up anal when it's not like planned or in the script or something, like, yeah, she was just like, fuck my ass. And I was like, yeah, fuck her ass. Do that. Like, like, I mean, she's asking for it. Like, give it to her.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a damn smoking ass scene. It's because I grew up on Nat Turner, and man, he's a beast. He's one of the legends. He's one of the guys that I look to coming in the game and stuff and everything.
Like I feel like we make a pretty decent tag team. Like we've had some group sex once or twice.
Oh my goodness! see, there's a part where I hate that I retired because everyone just get to have fun. I have to watch.
Okay, interesting.
I have to watch.
Said that though. I was just speaking to a younger male performer the other day, and he brought up the fact he felt like porn stars in my generation of porn had more fun. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I thought about it for a second because, I didn't want to just be like, no, we didn't. I had to think about it for a second. I was like, it's quite possible, to be honest with you, because back in the day, there was actually less money available for performers. But now, like, there's more money. It's a little bit more of a business. Everybody's a little bit more aware of that. And also the performers do a lot of shooting themselves and editing themselves and building up their brand themselves, the whole social media. It's a lot more work for a performer. And it's a lot more like businessy, I guess, now. Whereas back in the day, I feel like, you didn't make as much money and you also didn't have as many responsibilities,
Welcome back. From time to time, sometimes
no worries. I just wanted to make sure that like we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
So basically what I was saying right before we cut out was that it's totally possible that we may have been having, because I also feel like the business, because it wasn't like a shit ton of money when you first started, is that like it attracted more people who were there because they like to fuck.
Yeah.
Whereas,
and two, I think it was less porn stars and more people that was in the business than on the amateur level. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you had more camaraderie there and you had more people to mix with that was on your level versus now.
Yeah. No, I agree, because at some point in time, or maybe just like gradually, porn and having a job in the sex industry, being a sex worker, has become more and more accepted, and more people have gotten in the industry because also there's more and more money within the industry. And I think that you're right. That makes a larger group and it's hard to connect with everybody. It used to feel like when I started that we were like this tight little knit family. There was like a little East Coast family and a little West Coast family. And like I had two families, you know, like, yeah, because
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in New York when I first started. And then I went out to like, you know, I lived in Vegas. I went out to LA. So it's like, yeah, you have two little bubbles of porn that I would just like bounce back and forth between. I would go to East Coast. I would go to the West Coast. Then I go back to the East Coast. And now it's like everybody's spread out all over the world. It's hard to like really solidly connect with, you know, as many people as before.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's but see, also it's good that you also plugged in because then you also get to avoid the bullshit that a lot of people run into.
Right.
You know, period. Because I always hear that run into different producers, male talents that are not professional. Trust me, I hear the horror stories all the time, what have you. And so it's like, so with that being said, what's some tips you can give ladies to look out for the bullshit?
Um, wow. Jeez, there's so many. First of all, like really always question who's at the other end of a message. Like, do not assume that you're actually dealing with the person that you think you're dealing with unless you've met them. Like, you should always be somewhat wary that the person on the other end is a lie. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's like the first step, you know, because like the first point of contact, be skeptical. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
ask for references. Maybe ask to do a Skype meeting or a Zoom meeting or something with them before you go to their, you know, hotel or location or whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people scamming people. You know, like
Yeah.
there's a lot of scammers out there. Like I catch them all the time scamming people because into believing it's me. You know, wanting like gift cards and all this stuff. But it works on
Mm-hmm.
us too. And
Mm-hmm.
like I just got a message from somebody on WhatsApp, which I don't know how they got my number, but it was like they said they worked for AVN.
Mm.
You know, I know you don't work for AVN. Like nobody that works for AVN would hit me up on WhatsApp. That's not the way that we connect, you know? Like first of
Mm-hmm.
all, you're wrong. You don't work for AVN. Then like
Mm-hmm.
I also get one all the time that hits me on different platforms, says he's Greg Lansky. You are not Greg Lansky. I've met Greg Lansky before. He shot
Mm-hmm.
me before. We like he would not contact me on a platform. He would text me or he would have like his assistant text me or something. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so it's like you have to be like super skeptical of everything. Don't just assume that things don't need references. Everybody needs a reference, like everybody. Like
Yeah.
if somebody hits me up and said like, you know, my name's blah 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 and I work for Evil Angel, I would need to Google him, and then if I didn't find anything, I would need to like ask, you know, for some type of reference, like, you know, like, oh, who else do you work with normally in the industry, you know, or like because you need to just be aware there's like, and then the longer that porn has been online, it just made it
Mm-hmm.
easier for people to figure out how it works and they can like mimic and mock the way that like things are booked and stuff too. So you just have to be super skeptical, double, triple check everything. And with that,
Mm-hmm.
always tell somebody where you're at, you know?
Because the thing of it is that men, we ain't really got to worry about being scammed so much. But it's the women that really catches the scam more than anything else.
I mean, I
Because of
think the safety issue type scams, you know, are like obviously women and of course trans women often are victims of this kind of thing, right? But then
mm-hmm.
like guys have to worry about the same scam that all of us have to worry about, and that's like the financial scam where like
Yeah.
people are like cutting money off the top. Like always get your check direct from the company that's issuing the check, and you pay the other people that are helping you. You don't get, they don't get paid first and then come to you and they pay you. No, no, no. Don't ever let that happen because that's like a straight way to just let somebody skim off the top. That's skim
Mm-hmm.
more than they're supposed to, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now, now, the thing I want to ask you about because you have a woman that has sponsors, and what I find interesting is, you know, a lot of women don't get the opportunity to have sponsors. You do mental enhancement. Of course, you have your own CBD. and stuff like that. How did you go through one, five, getting sponsors, and two, sifting through the ones that work for your?
Define sponsors for me. How are you defining sponsors?
Well, sponsors, not necessarily sponsors, but you a spokesmodel.
Right. Okay. So with my CBD line, I'm actually not a spokesmodel for that. I came up with the products. I actually own the company. So
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually really like it, and I'm looking forward to expanding into other products. You know, I've got all kinds of fun ideas. It's just like something that is, you know, near and dear to my heart, and I'm glad that I'm able to create products that people like.
Mm-hmm.
But all like as far as like other things, like as far as brand ambassadorship, like I do like the Vigor products, like the
Mm-hmm.
you know, they've got a series that's like ball and chain and um, like chainsaw. They've got a bunch of them. So those male enhancement products, they approached me, and that's just
Mm-hmm.
like from me being me, and also having as much social media following as I have. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's currency. Like
Mm-hmm.
I existed before social media. I existed
Mm-hmm.
before the internet even. So it's easy for me to see social media for what it is, and it's a tool for business for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when my name and my image and my brand and the things that I stand for are associated together online, and they create a certain image, and I'm able to get followers based on that image, then that makes a product, you know, like that's a
Mm-hmm.
valuable, like other companies see that and they're like, oh, she's got a lot of reach, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
especially when you look at the analytics and you see that I'm like 95% men. Pretty much any company that's selling a product that men would like,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably a great, you know, market. So there's been also like companies that I've reached out to, and you know, some companies it works out and some it doesn't, but I've had all kinds of different you know, I guess, and brand
Yeah.
ambassadorships. I've had
Mm-hmm.
a couple toys, but you know, it's because I've been working for 21 years. You know, like
Yeah.
I hear a lot of these young people, not just girls, but people that are trying to build their social media so they can
Mm-hmm.
get no, and not only in our industry but in other industries too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, I've been doing this for 21 years, so like
You mastered
I'm
it.
the one. I'm the one you should be giving stuff to. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you're gonna work it with only having 2 or 3 years under your belt. You're gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
like hustle. I don't know, but it. I used to do like a lot of like weed products, and
Mm-hmm.
Hemper had sent me some things, and these Zach Woods, and so like sometimes I'm approached, sometimes I approach them just based on whether or not I like their products or not.
Mm-hmm. So, so when you go on set, you film because we know that your reputation, you're a beast on camera.
Thank you.
You know, period. And your sexual appetite is very insatiable, especially for what I've seen on camera. How
Mm.
many times you done caught your male counterparts off guard with your sexual appetite?
Oh, wow. Like, okay, like, so obviously we're going to say this is all like first time I've ever had sex with these guys, right? Out of the
Okay.
first time I've ever had sex with a guy, I would say I feel like my reputation gets around and people are fans, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like it might not be as um less as you think, except for the fact that you obviously, well, maybe you don't realize it as the listeners, maybe the listeners don't realize it, but a lot of times, like, you might be working with somebody that totally doesn't know who you are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you have no awareness of each other at all. And
Mm-hmm.
that, when that happens, I get a little kick out of it, to be honest with you. I would say, yeah, I would say it's probably like 30% of the time that happens. And it's
Mm-hmm.
fun, like, because it's like, oh, you didn't know, You just thought that I was like a thick girl with big boobs. You thought I was like a thick MILF with big boobs, like just another thick MILF with big boobs kind of thing. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
because
cool.
I'm pretty sure they many of them know the reputation, but it's a difference between I know the reputation versus I'm experiencing the reputation. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like there's two different approaches. It's like either like they've got like a laundry list of like things and positions that they've been like dying to do with me, and like they're ready to like totally show out, or they're
Mm.
like a little nervous and they're like, I hope I can make it through this.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I just find it just like funny because even when I was talent, girls used to talk shit. Now I listen to them like, all right, keep talking that shit. You're gonna be surprised in a minute. And then when I get a hold of them, it's on like a pot of neck bones.
Uh,
Period. But I think to me it's kind of like with you because you're naturally your sexuality is natural and organic that it probably just comes out effortlessly, period. It's sad,
yeah.
period. And and it's kind of I'm gonna ask you this: do you lead the scene or do the male talent lead the scene?
Oh, so like my personality is like switch. So I can go
Mm-hmm.
either way. Like, but I feel like I try to like flow like water and also be the yin to your yang or the yang to your yin. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's gonna make the scene the best. So like
Mm-hmm.
if he's like a little bit more timid or submissive, then I will totally be more aggressive. Like.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's more aggressive, I will definitely happily be more submissive.
Which
I
you prefer
definitely
the most?
switch. I
Which one
definitely
you?
switch, but like I guess my favorite scenario would be like a strong dominant man that makes me
Mm-hmm.
feel submissive. Like when the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing about being submissive is like I'm always dominant. But if
Mm-hmm.
you allow me to be submissive and I allow you to be dominant, that's very hot to me. That kind of like it's a little bit hotter than any other situation, like it feels like I'm like giving you my vulnerability and stepping out of like my comfort zone, letting you just like take
Mm-hmm.
control. It's nice.
Oh my goodness! So have you done any BDSM scenes?
Yeah, I've
Because
done a lot of BDSM,
okay,
you know.
see, I be missing out because I
Yeah.
have yet to see. I've seen you with everything but that yet. That's the only thing I missed.
Yeah, you might not have been looking for it. I've done all kind of weird stuff. Not
Mm-hmm.
judging you, not judging anybody weird, but I'm just saying like
Yeah.
things outside of boy girl sex and girl sex. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I I did a lot of work for kink.com. You'll
Okay,
see some
okay, okay. I
stuff on
know
there.
that.
That's some like extreme stuff. But I've done like all kinds of stuff. Everything from like weird, I don't say weird because I'm not fetish shaming, but interesting, unique, different fetishes, like I did one for where they like did breast and ass expansion and they made it look like my tits were like growing. Yeah,
Mm.
like all kind of
Oh
interesting
snap!
stuff. But I like doing that kind of stuff because it's like, okay, how did like it in the
Mm-hmm.
psychologist in me is like, how did we get here?
Mm-hmm.
Like what made somebody think like this was like this made their dick hard, like wow. And it's fascinating to
Mm.
me.
Yeah, because it's like with me, it's like when I look at your scenes, it's like watching a master at work.
Oh,
Just the way that you work the camera, the way that you move, your positioning, whether it's a threesome scene, whether it's a boy girl scene, or even a girl scene. And if that's something that you teach your talents that work under you how to work the camera and you give them tips on that.
yeah, I do. It's pretty freaking important, especially for the guys to open up, which is why, just pure physics alone, it's a little bit easier for a guy with a longer dick because he can like
Yeah,
pull out and open to the camera a little bit better, right? But
yeah.
One of the things that I always tell people, because there's moments where your eyes are closed or maybe somebody's sitting on your face, you know,
Yeah.
and you should always, like, even when your eyes are closed, you can usually feel where the light is coming from. Like, you know, even if you're laying out in the sun, you can feel like which direction the sun is coming from. Am I wrong?
True that.
Okay, so always open up towards wherever the light's coming from.
Yeah,
Like,
because that's the main thing. Cause people don't realize is that we want you to look at the camera because
right.
you're fucking the people through the camera. It ain't just you fucking him.
Sometimes, you
You
know,
know,
there's different types of porn. Sometimes, you know, it just, you have to listen to what the director says when it comes to that, but you need to show the action. The action
yeah.
needs to be always pointed towards the camera. The camera is going to be right in front of the light. So if you let your body lead you, open up towards the light, you're going to be good.
I see that you also good reading. How important is that when it comes to a scene?
I think that just comes with experience, you know. Like, I think the more, like, if you actually enjoy sex and the more you do it, the more you're like, oh, he didn't like that, you know, or like, oh, he wants me to like bend over more, you know, like, I don't know. I have a lot of sex and I enjoy sex. So while I'm having sex, I'm actually mindful of the sex that I'm having at that moment. So I think about things like that. You know, I think about like if my partner's enjoying this position and if my pussy should be a little wetter, or like if my hair's in his face. Like, I'm constantly thinking about stuff like that while I'm having sex, in between trying to have an orgasm, you know.
Wait, how many times have you had an orgasm on set?
Oh, like that's my like whole goal. Like, I want to make something that looks good, but I definitely need to come today. Like, I think of it as like part of my pay. Like, if I don't come, I'm like a little annoyed, to be honest with you.
Oh, see,
I mean, I'm not like
see,
mad or anything, but it's like I feel like I didn't get
oh
my
no, I
chance.
understand because it's kind of like if a dude that don't nut, it's no ending.
I mean, I feel like
You
it's
feel
not quite.
unfulfilled as
I feel
hell.
like, I'll be honest, I feel like it's not quite that bad, but
Yeah.
it's like, you know, you spend all these hours working on this thing, and then I can't even actually make it happen. Instead, I have to like fake it because, you know, it's too cold in the room, or it's too hot in the room, or like I was on a rock and I was actually uncomfortable the whole time, or whatever. Like, that's the only reason why. And I get very frustrated about it. I'm like, I should have came, and like we just needed a few more minutes, or like whatever. Like, I needed the weather to be just like a little bit warmer, a little bit colder.
So
But
have you ever now? I know this has happened to me. Have you ever got lost in the scene, meaning that you literally forgot y'all was filming? It was getting that good.
I feel like I do that all the time, like every scene, but only for like a moment, like, because it's my job. So I gotta like,
Yeah.
but I think that that's also what makes my scenes look authentic, is because I do get lost in the moment for a second. Like, I'm really trying to fuck this dude or this girl or whatever. And then I remember, I'm like, but then it goes through my head, the little checklist. It's like I'm trying to make her calm, or make him calm, or like calm myself. And then I'm like, okay, open up to the camera, open up to the light, you know, like, how's my hair? Like, I go through a little checklist for a second, you know, like, make sure everything's good. And then I'll go back to like being all wrapped up in the moment again, you know?
Yeah, because I
So
had
I feel like that's kind of like constant.
And to me, I think that makes a great scene, is that, and that also speaks to the chemistry between the talents, that we get so caught up in the scene that we forget it's a camera there. It been time where I kicked the camera by mistake, like literally kicked it.
There's like,
I forgot
also
it was
there's moments where I just don't care that there's a camera there. Like,
yeah.
I need to get this nut out. You're gonna have to wait a moment. Like, you're gonna have to wait.
Oh, like
this is gonna take an extra 47 seconds. Hold on, please. I don't care.
Oh, I didn't have before. Girl got on top right. I said, "Look, we gotta switch the dog." And she like, "Nah. I'm almost there."
Hold on. Don't move. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah.
I'm like, do you? Because me, I want you to come on camera because it looks good.
I think we all,
Especially,
I think unless you're a dick, which I
yeah,
have had some dick producers and directors, like, unless you're a dick, yes, everybody wants to see you actually come.
yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, cause I'm sorry, it ain't nothing like watching that girl, her legs shaking and quivering.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Ain't
She
nothing like the
shivering.
real thing.
She looking at you like, what the fuck? Cat looking at you like you a demon out this bitch. Like, God, what is wrong with you today? I swear I missed the days of shoot, man. Because I think to me, what I got the kick out of was the finished product and how good it looked and how good me and her looked. Period. Because cause one first thing I had to break myself up was actually looking at myself. That was the first thing I had to learn.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I have to do it every now and then, but I try to avoid it. I like.
Yeah.
I do not like to edit my own scenes. I usually have other people do that because I don't like to look at myself. I don't watch my movies.
Would you be too critical of yourself?
Oh, it would be like, I'll be honest, there's nothing positive that would come from that. There's nothing positive. There's nothing positive that would come from that.
She'd be like, why did I look like that? God, what
Then
was I
I would be
thinking?
feeling self-conscious while I was doing my scenes. So being self-conscious is not confident, and that's
Yeah.
not sexy. Like, I don't want to look at my scenes really like, mm-mm. No, like I'm definitely too critical and like way too hard on myself. And I know that part of like the reason that people enjoy watching me have sex is because I'm actually enjoying the sex. And I'm afraid if I'm too critical to myself, I won't enjoy the sex anymore. And then I'll just be
Yeah.
like so hyper focused on like sucking in my gut and like making sure that like, I don't flex my butt cheeks or some shit, like
Mm-hmm.
just dumb shit. Just fucking get off. It's just great. Everybody's gonna love the realness that you just got off on this person. Like I just don't like to watch it. I really don't. I go through them. I QC them, right? So like I'll go through them, but I do it like really quickly. Like yeah, I like fast forward and I'll stop and I'll watch just a couple seconds of it and then I'll just like fast forward a while and like go to the next part just to make sure everything's cool. Like I check out the transitions and then I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to focus up on that. Mm-mm.
Oh, good. It's funny that we do not, as much as we love being watched, we don't like watching ourselves.
In
many ways.
Same. Mm-mm.
Because
but I
even
think
with
that
me,
that's what allows me to enjoy being watched because
yeah.
I don't like if I was constantly focusing on all these things that I see that I don't see because my eyes are in front and not behind me, like all these other things, like there's no way that I would feel as comfortable doing the things that I do. And I'm glad that I can share that with the world.
Oh, most definitely. And to the other thing I love watching you ride dick. I'm sorry,
Thank
I
you.
love the way you ride dick. You just so perfectly with that fat ass of yours and everything. And also your insatiable appetite for sucking dick. I know you talk about how much you love sucking dick too.
I really
And
do.
everything. And which I'm pretty sure the talents enjoy when you do that part of the scene. Because I'm sorry, there's nothing better than a woman that loves to suck dick, sucking your dick. I'm sorry, that's the greatest
I
thing in the
think
world.
you asked a question earlier about catching talent off guard.
Yeah.
Like that's it, man. Like that's the part. That's the part that fits that question right there. The blowjob. Like there's been so many talent that like they might know me, they might know of me, but they might have seen me, but they had no idea that it was gonna feel like that. And they're just like, holy shit. I've had so many people compare me to Nina Hartley, like old school people and stuff, and like people that have had Nina Hartley have been blessed to have Nina Hartley suck their dick. It's like, wow, the only person that you're like up there with is Nina Hartley, and I'm like, oh, I'm so honored. I know she's very passionate about sucking dick as well, and it's just
because that's female. You better be passionate about that because that's one thing your ass gonna do on set, and a lot,
Yeah. It's a major problem.
Yeah,
It's a major
because
problem if you don't
yeah,
enjoy it, you know, like you might as well just like enjoy it. But I've always
yeah.
enjoyed it. I had a lot of blowjob experience before I actually lost my virginity.
Oh God! Wait a minute, she was sucking dick before she got fucked by one. That's
For
interesting. So
sure.
I was eating pussy before I got some pussy, so I know the feeling.
Yeah.
My first sexual experience was eating pussy.
Um,
Cool.
I think mine, I mean, besides making out, I think mine was like finger banging.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That has been a lost art. They don't even do that no more. I don't even
Oh
think.
man, no, I vote to bring it back. Like I think I've been bringing it back in my personal life, to be honest with you. Bring it back. Finger bang.
Yeah,
Yes.
finger bang was the shit. I'm sorry. There was nothing better than that. That actually that really prerequisite to fuck, to be honest with you, because it really got the pussy wet.
Yeah, it still does. It didn't it
Yeah.
never stopped getting the pussy wet. Yes,
I was
you are
saying
correct.
it's finger bang no more.
Yeah.
It's I'm like
Not only that, but you might as well make me come before you stick your dick in me, just in case, especially if this is the first time we're fucking. You might as well make me come before you stick your dick in me, because what if your dick doesn't make me come? It could happen.
true, true that,
It could
true
happen.
that,
Like,
true
go
that.
ahead, like, and also you need practice finger banging, because like
Yeah.
it's not something that just everybody can do right off the grip. So you might as well finger bang everybody and get some practice in.
And it's a part of foreplay. You
Yes,
know,
and it
because
feels
I still
amazing.
want to finger bang, and I'm in my 40s. So what they tell you, I like doing that, kissing, finger in the coochie, then go down and
Good
eat.
job. Listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. See, that's why I hate me and you, because it'd be scaring me and you ever did work together, because I believe we would make some banging ass scenes together.
Probably.
Most
Probably.
definitely, because shit, because just your energy and my energy alone, hell yeah, should that be a strong 30 minutes? She did 2 ride sequences within the scene. Trust me, it would go down. It would go down. You know, period. Yeah, because to me, I like females that are intense sexually. That's the best sex to me. Intense. We go
Yeah,
hard.
I
You
also think
know.
it makes for good porn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
Because
like
because
girls that
because
like are intense sexually and they have that like slutty, hot, dirty look. Mm.
yeah, yeah. I want to
Mm-hmm.
see you sweat. Damn it, that's the point. I want to mess
And
up your
I
hair.
also probably want cum on your face at the end.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point. Ain't no point to a fuck scene. Her hair still look as good as it was when she walked in, dog. You didn't do a good job. I don't know what the hell you
Yeah.
were doing.
It's
Oh my god. See, this is why I love talking to a vet, because see, I can talk about stuff that rookies just don't understand. Y'all just don't understand. It's it's a certain look you want to have with that scene. It's a certain intensity, you know, and even a vibe that
Yeah.
they can feel through the screen when watching, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even understand it, because you can feel energy through the screen, you know.
Yeah, now there's like, so many different kinds of sex workers, content creators, that there's like all different people doing all different kinds of stuff. You can't even categorize porn anymore. It's just like
Uh,
adult content, big umbrella of adult content.
but do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Um, I think it's a great thing.
Mhm.
I do. I think it's a great thing. So many people have had the opportunity to make shit ton of money in the adult
Mhm.
community, doing their thing. You
Mhm.
know, it also allows people to. I always think about like the big picture, like worldly, right? So like, as far as the war on adult content, this actually having all these different platforms accessible to people, and people not really thinking it's such a bad thing to get naked online,
Mhm.
and being able to create their own limits for where they want to
Mhm.
draw their line, whether it's a
Mhm.
cam site or, something like a channel like OnlyFans or something. Um, that has made a lot of people think differently about adult content, in my opinion.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
maybe just maybe be a little bit more accepting, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe just maybe when it comes time to vote on things, things will go our way a little bit more frequently. I just saw that OnlyFans hired a lobbyist for their channel in like social media, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, like our industry has always been so taboo, almost
Mm-hmm.
like at times illegal completely, and even
Mm-hmm.
at the times when it's not illegal, it's like looked so down upon that we're like constantly like denied access to like common things that other people can get. Like
Mm-hmm.
I could never get a business loan. Like, come on
Mm-hmm.
now. Like and also things like, having scrutiny on social media accounts, and,
Mm-hmm.
I've had bank accounts closed because of what I do for a living. I didn't even do anything wrong. And it's actually harder for me to get approved for things like merchant accounts and stuff like that because my industry's high risk, and just
Mm-hmm.
little things like that, you know?
Which is crazy because our profession is mentioned in the Employment Guide of the United States. So it's
Yeah.
considered a legal profession and taxable, but
Yeah.
based off morality,
Yeah.
and I wish I could see my air quotes,
Yeah.
morality is looked down upon. You know what I'm saying? That
Absolutely. And
is being normalized.
we're not afforded the same rights as other people that work other jobs.
Yeah, which is kind of messed up because our job is a job. You
Yeah.
know, we
Yeah.
have to
We
deal with,
entertain people sexually.
yeah.
Like
We know different
just
than actors and actresses
just
from
like maybe a
Hollywood.
comedian might entertain people by making them laugh, or like actress might entertain somebody by making a movie, or maybe a documentarian might, we have our niche, and that is
Mm-hmm.
sexual content, sexual adult
Mm-hmm.
content. And I don't see why it should be viewed any other way, except for the fact that there's like this whole religion thing that's like hooked up with our government, that
uh,
part where like a lot of religious groups and stuff lobby and have, all these political moves and
yeah.
support, yeah, bills against us and stuff. So the more people that we can have involved in the adult community, I think the better, is what I'm trying to say. And I also think that it's good for people mentally to be able to have different thoughts about sexuality in general,
Yes.
and to have thoughts about sexuality, have different kinds of thoughts about sexuality than maybe they're used to having to deal with different types of things like that. Maybe their daughter has an OnlyFans account, or maybe they thought about
Mm-hmm.
having an OnlyFans account with their wife, like all
Mm-hmm.
different kinds of shit, or maybe putting up some shit on Pornhub or like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or camming. Lots of couples cam and stuff too. And it
Mm-hmm.
makes people really like, I think there's a lot less judgmental people, and the people that are super judgmental are outed pretty quickly as well. It's like, oh, yeah, I
Do
think
you
it's
think
good
it's crazy that people still walk to this business shamed?
that people what?
Still walking to this business shamed of what they're
Um,
doing.
I don't think I don't. It all depends on like where you come from and your environment and how you're raised, and I think
Mm-hmm.
it's shitty that we still have so many restrictions against us when we're a legal business. But I
Mm-hmm.
can understand why somebody would like be shamed by their community, because not all
Mm-hmm.
communities are the same. They're just not.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's stupid, yes, but I
Yeah.
can understand that it happens.
Yeah. Because
Like,
the
I
reason
don't
why I
know
say
what
that
it
is
is.
because when you're shamed and you walk into the, especially in this profession, it hinders you from growing in the profession. Because you're worried
Yeah,
about
no,
being
you're
found
absolutely
out.
right. Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know, you're worried about being found out. You're worried about this. I done had
Yeah.
girls sit here and worry about babies they ain't even had yet.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there
No,
like
no,
you ain't
no,
even had
for
a kid
sure.
yet,
You
and you
have
worried
a
about the
very good
child.
point. I feel like that's what limits a lot of people's like career though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just like you said, instead of being in the industry for 20 years like myself, and not everybody has the same goals though either. Maybe you don't want to be
True.
in porn for 20 years. Maybe to you that it's just a stepping stone and you only want to be in porn a short time. or
Mm-hmm.
maybe, you know, you could just get burnt out after like a year and a half because, you know, you didn't, um, yeah, you didn't really like want to work this hard, and you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's like it wasn't what you
Yeah.
expected or whatever.
But why do people come in with the misconception? Because I admit that, okay, yeah, there's not a lot of educational material per se when it comes to porn, but it's like when I look at someone that, let's say, go into music, they're
Yeah.
thinking long term when they walk into music. When they become an actor or actress for Hollywood, they're thinking long term. You feel me? It seems like porn is the only profession no one walks in thinking long term sometimes. Why
I
is
don't
that?
want to say no one, but it is very very few, right?
Yeah.
And I think that because it doesn't require a strong, like it doesn't require a skill, and it also doesn't require like an education,
hmm
um just like stripping, you know.
hmm
But like if you think about a lot of other things, they require some sort type of licensing or
Yeah.
like even a certification
Yeah.
or like something, you know. But
hmm
it's one of that. And it also, because of that, it's, you know, a haven for sex trafficking too. You know,
Yeah.
there's plenty of talent I've met that had pimps and stuff. So.
Which is crazy because like
Although
because
I
even
don't
when I
know, I
think
hate using those terms together, pimps and sex trafficking, because like no, like because like I don't know, I just don't always feel like those words should paint the same picture. Those words feel like
hmm
very different pictures to me.
yeah, actually, because it's kind of like what ends up happening is they try to lump in the people that are being forced to the people they chose,
Right?
and
Yeah.
it's kind of messed up
But it
because
is a fine line. It's a fucking fine
yeah,
line, and sometimes we can't always decide that fine line there. I feel like it's a very fine line sometimes.
yeah, very
Yeah.
very fine
But
line.
it's a big gradient of like what could happen on one end of that versus what could happen on the other end of that.
Mhm,
I, you know, I got locked up when I was like 20, and I was
mhm.
locked up with all these girls that had pimps, and I just really didn't get it until then. And I was like, no, you guys actually need pimps though.
You said them hoes need some guidance. That what you said.
Yeah, no,
You hoes need
like
some
I, and
guidance.
then, you know, like there's things as nice pimps. I've met nice pimps before, and he
Yeah.
just kind of like babysits these broads, you know,
hmm
because they need babysitting. Like some people did not grow up with all of the key components to like raise
hmm
themselves, and
hmm
actually, like it, as long as they're like not mistreated, like I
hmm
kind of feel like there some hoes need some guidance sometimes.
Well,
You know, they
I
need
see
somebody,
that.
they do need somebody to manage their bank account because they might not have any money unless they
Yeah.
did, you
Or
know?
they'll fuck it
They,
up.
yeah, they fuck it up, like, or, you know, or they lose it. Like, if they didn't
hmm
have to, like, turn it into somebody, they forget where they put it, you know? Like,
hmm
stupid shit like that. There's girls like that out there. And I'm not saying all girls
Oh,
are,
trust
but
me, I
there
know.
are some, you know, there's some. Like, it
Yeah.
amazes me, and sometimes those girls show up on set and you recognize it right away after dealing with it for a while, and you're like, oh yeah, you're a mess.
Yeah, yeah. You need a pimp. You
Like
need
the
a
only
pimp.
thing that's keeping your anything together is this
The pimp.
guy on the phone that says he's your manager. That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need a pimp. And they need
Yeah.
management, because a lot of people don't know how to navigate this business or be professional. And they kind of need that guidance, period. They're just
Absolutely.
being honest. So now I see that you do webcamming. So how does webcamming work for you? Because I'm pretty sure you don't do it to the level that the average webcammer does it to. And you probably don't have to.
No, my situation's totally different. And let's put it this way. The first time that I ever webcammed, I was
Mm-hmm.
in a cam house in Las Vegas around 2002.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time that
Damn.
I ever webcammed. I used to get off
Hey.
work, strip. Yeah, so long ago. Like I had to be explained what a like this was a brand new thing. Like this was a brand new thing, you know, like
Yeah,
having
2000.
webcam
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it was brand new. How it came out?
Yeah. So I used to strip like I lived in Vegas, so I would strip until like 6 a.m. and then I would go webcam at this webcam house from 6 to 10 in the
Mhm,
morning. And so I have like webcams numerous times, but I have never like stuck with it
mhm,
until I started camming for Cam Soda.
mhm,
I cam with Cam Soda for the past like 6 years. I basically do a show a week,
mhm,
and yeah, I'm just contracted with them, and it's great because like it's just fun and not stressful, and I get to
mhm,
do it from home, you know.
mhm.
I really enjoy like the way they have it set up on there. They have like lots of games to play to keep it like interesting, and yeah, it's like it's a whole lot better than just like coming on and having to like pull shit out of your ass, like
Yeah.
like I don't mean that literally, but like you know what I mean. Just yeah, it's more structured. They have a lot of different structures that you can like
Mhm,
play with on there and stuff, tip
mhm.
goals and stuff, and so yeah, I go on there every week, and then I also have webcam that's built into my official site, sarahj.com.
Ooh.
It's I've always had. So like if you're a member of
Mhm.
sarahj.com, you get to see me for 1 hour live every week. And
Oh,
that's a
snap.
free show. It just comes with your membership. And
Mhm,
you also, with your membership, you get like 50 other websites, and then all of them have the same 1 hour show on there
mhm.
too. So it's like a whole bunch of camming, really. But it's
Oh,
set up
snap.
like a schedule.
Mhm. Yeah, because yeah, I know that you webcam, and I'm pretty sure that well, one because the cashier that you've been over the years, you don't have to stay on the webcam as many hours as the average girl probably would have to.
Oh, I
And
get
you
like yeah, I get
go
booked
ahead.
for shows. Like I was just gonna
Hmm.
say, like Cam Soda, the contract I have with Cam Soda, I get booked for shows. So
Nice.
my I go on for an hour and a half at a time. I go on an hour
Ooh.
and a half show every week,
Mm.
and it's
See
like
that?
yeah, it's very structured and it's fun and easy, and I like yeah, I love it.
Oh, most definitely. Well, see that people that let you know right there that she didn't put in work to the point that all she got to do is 1 hour a week and y'all hooked. That speaks volumes. That tells you a lot right there. See, that's why it's good to be Sarah J. I enjoyed talking to you, Miss Lady, I swear. And I definitely want to bring you back again if you would to come back. I just love talking to you. It
Well,
makes
thank
my
you. I
day.
appreciate it.
No doubt. So tell everybody where they can spend money on you, baby.
Well, the one stop Sarah J shop is sarahjlinks.com. And that will take you to like all my channels, all the cool places where I sell my content, where I sell merchandise, where
Mhm.
you can follow me on social medias and check out my YouTube channel. It's all in one place. sarahjlinks.com.
No doubt. Now the question I'm gonna ask before you go is, 'cause I know you've been looking at the new faces and stuff. Who's some of the people that you're seeing that got that it factor that you've been looking at and been following?
Um, hmm.
No, there's a male talent, there's a female talent. You like, yeah,
Right.
she got she got potential.
So we've been shooting Maze a lot. Maze
Okay.
the goat. Yeah, he's a great performer. He like always is like exactly what we need him to be, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And sorry, somebody
No, it's
randomly.
all good. It's ball back there. They having the ball.
Yeah, she's gonna bark. I'm sorry.
That's all good. I got a dog myself, so I know what it's like.
Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna stop. I'll be honest with you. She's only like 5 months.
She ready to play.
Right. So, what was the question?
Nah, you were saying Maze. You Maze the Great.
Oh, right. Maze the Goat. We've been shooting him a lot recently. He's been in the game a couple of years, but he's still new to somebody who's like been in it 21, right? Let's see. Vienna Black. We've shot her a few times recently. Ooh. Super hot, young girl. Hazel Grace. Hazel Grace. Yep, shot her recently. I'm trying to think of the youngsters, The youngsters.
The youngsters.
Yeah, we shoot a lot of MILFs. So it's mostly people that you're familiar with. We just shot Kaylani Kai recently.
Yeah.
Always shooting Maggie Green and Karen Fisher. But it's great when we get some like young girls with some like young, vibrant energy that are like really hot, even like Carmela Clutch, who I personally feel like, depending on the day, some days she looks like a little older and some days she looks like a little younger, but her like vibe is so hot. I love shooting her as well. She's got like such a dirty, slutty, like she's got she turns me on looking at her.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
It's cool being in the position that I'm in because I get to do all the casting and stuff.
Yeah. And the beauty of it, you want to work with.
Exactly.
See, that's the beauty of being a boss. I get to who I work with, and that's what it comes down to. So all I know is I can't wait to meet you face to face. I can't wait for
Absolutely.
I won't hug you too hard, I don't want your bodyguard to choke me up because that's a big dude. So
hey, you just have to ask first.
I'm a Southern gentleman. I always ask first. I never just go hug. I'm like, can I get a hug?
You'd be surprised. People do.
They're not gentlemen. Is that why?
That's why I gotta have Willie there. That's why Willie's there.
Shouts out to Willie. Thank you for making that sexy lady safe, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. So, with that being said, people, you know how we end this. And she will be back. So for all you Sarah J fans, you Jaybirds, she'll be back. We'll let you know when.
You.
So with that being said, you know how we end this. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience? You didn't learn anything. Smoke that over. Thank you for coming, baby.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Black Wall Street is now online, baby. That's right. Visit the GW District. Shop the very best in men's and women's apparel and accessories, home decor, office supplies, books, pantry items, and so much more. The GW District is a retail marketplace of Black-owned products and media. We're both veteran and Black-owned, and we're bringing you the best online shopping experience with products made by small businesses. Come and experience the GW District difference today at shopgwdistrict.com. That's shopgwdistrict.com. The GW District, a retail marketplace of Black-owned products and media.
That's right. That's right.